Justin Rose.
It's mad, isn't it?
You did a What's in the Bag with him in, I think, February of 2019. January, February.
It was filmed in February last year.
And he was Honma'd up to the eyeballs, wasn't he?
Yeah. I think he had a few clubs in there still that were TaylorMade, like a TaylorMade 3-wood and an Axis putter, which is not Honma.
But he actually had at the time a Honma driver, I think. I'm sure he did.
He did, 100%.
And Honma irons, and it was the big story that he'd gone to Honma. And I think, obviously, a lot of hardcore golfers would have heard of Honma before. They're known for their kind of expensive line of golf clubs, very big, obviously, over in Asia. But it was obviously a very clever decision by Honma, who wanted to break into the European marketplace, which you see now. So you actually see Honma in like American golf and kind of more just general retailers. So their idea, as far as I believe, was to sign I think he was actually world number one at the time.
At the time, he'd finished 2018 as world number one. He hadn't played yet in 2019. It was his first outing when I managed to bag an opportunity to do a What's in the Bag with him. And he was still world number one.
Well, bar, obviously, a Tiger, Rory, possibly a DJ, Rose, and certainly when he was world number one, you couldn't really get much bigger of a signing than that.
Oh, it's huge.
So that was their way of saying...
He's been in the top 10 in the world for
forever, hasn't he, really?
15 years or something.
So that was the way of Honma saying to the Western world, we are Honma, this is who we are. Part of the story I remember was that he was signing with them, I'm sure, for loads of money, but also because he wanted to have more of an input into designing the clubs. I'm never sure how much I believe that, truth be told.
Yeah, there was rumours in the fact. Let's look at he was with TaylorMade before he went to Honma. Let's look at their stable of players: Tiger, Rory, DJ, whoever else is in that mix. Jason Day. And I think he felt like he possibly deserved, when Rory was getting prototype irons and Tiger was getting prototype irons and DJ... Rose was probably like, well, come on, guys. Like, I've been with you the longest. I've been unbelievably loyal to TaylorMade, and I'm possibly now feel like I'm not first, second, or maybe even third in the pecking order.
But surely, if Justin Rose, who's at TaylorMade, walks into the tour truck or goes to Carlsbad and says, I want a little bit shaving off the toe on my 6-iron, they're going to do it. They're going to say, go and buy a set from American Golf.
Yeah, that might just be a rumour.
I think that's part of this nice story, isn't it? It's like a nice story to say that at Honma he gets what he wants. But last week at the Honda Classic, I believe, he was seen with a bag of, as far as I can see, I've got a note here, not a single Honma club in the bag.
Which is crazy. Because he's still, from everything I understand, did he have a Honma bag?
I think he had a Honma bag. Obviously, it wasn't ball. I think he was it 12 clubs? It wasn't the full 14 he was signed. It might have been 10 even.
Yeah, it might have been 10 or 12.
It was double figures.
Often when you'll see brands, Ping are quite different. Ping are actually, every club in the bag has to be Ping. When you go for Ping, obviously don't make a ball, so you can sign with whoever ball you want. TaylorMade, often it's everything. They're trying that
unless
now with
you're Tiger
Rory and
with
DJ and everyone else. You've got to use everything, but other brands have been a little bit more flexible. And certainly, if you're going after a big name signing, you would give them the luxury of saying, "Well, I want to sign you, but realistically, I know that putter that you've used for 200 rounds of golf. I'm not going to take that out of your bag."
Yeah,
and that was where like Tiger with TaylorMade. Justin Rose went with probably a similar deal, 10, 12. They were probably looking to get 14 clubs in the bag. But where we're getting to here, he was spotted not using one single Honma item in his Honma tour bag.
Wow. So I've got a list here of what I found online. I think there was one other club that we weren't sure of, but he's got the TP5 ball in there, so... Although, again, Honma make a golf ball. Not that surprised.
Yeah.
Got the Axis 1 putter, again. Been using that for ages, so not surprised. This is where it gets a bit funny, though. She's got Vokeys, TaylorMade, and even, I think, a Wilson wedge in the bag from one image I've seen, but definitely Vokeys and TaylorMade wedges. So no Honma wedges whatsoever. He's got the P730 irons, TaylorMade again. So no Honma irons, which Honma irons are really nice. I'm surprised he's taken them out of the bag. He then had a Cobra Speed Zone 5 wood, weirdly. A Sim Max TaylorMade 3-wood, and then a Sim driver, obviously again, TaylorMade. So he's got a mixed bag, which a lot of guys are going for, and not even a Honma iron.
I'm just going to double check. Someone sent me an image of this yesterday.
Was it different what you've seen?
No, it was weirdly, there was an image of a Wilson wedge in his bag.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that looked like...
Might be a training aid.
At the time, it looked like he had too many clubs in his bag at that point.
I know sometimes plays like a really heavy, weird club that might be. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a. The image. No, the image I've got. He's got looks like a 60-degree Wilson staff wedge in his bag. Lots of TaylorMade. Unfortunately, this picture doesn't have the bag, but I'm presuming he's going to be using a Honma golf bag. So what the hell has gone on there? Like, that is That's so interesting.
Well, what's
He's
his
got
royal
to be
ranking
contracted.
I'll have a look.
He's 100%. He's got to be contracted. It's not going to be a 1-year deal with Honma. He's also played already this year using Honma irons and clubs. So it's not as if it was January to January. Now it's collapsed. You know what has gone on? One of the stories were when he did sign to TaylorMade, to Honma, that one of the chief executives who kind of originally got signed with him with TaylorMade did actually move over to Honma. So there was already a point of contact over there. Has something happened there as that guy moved on? These are all speculations, by the way.
You know what I think is weird with this? I can see almost two ends to the spectrum. So in one way, every single brand now the major manufacturers, make amazing golf clubs. So you can go to any of those brands as a consumer and go and get a great set of Ping, great set of Titleist, TaylorMade, Callaway, Mizuno, etc. So you could argue, and certainly for tour pros who get things tweaked as well, that they can go to any brand and get any set of clubs. It shouldn't really make a difference. That's the first way of looking at it. So Justin Rose would sign with Ping tomorrow. They can make him what he wants. Mizuno, make him what he wants. On the other side of the coin, the complete flip of that is that these guys are the most hyper-perceptive people when it comes to having a golf club in the hand. I remember a story at Nike that Tiger put a blade down, a 3-iron, and he could tell the toe was 1 millimetre longer than his previous set. Where that's true, I don't know, but what I'm getting at is these pros are the most perceptive people ever. So you could argue, well, if those Honmas are slightly different to his TaylorMade, he's going to know about it. He's playing for millions of dollars. He wants what he wants. So which is it? That's what it's. A lot of golfers have, like when Rory first signed with Nike, went down the pan and then obviously came back up again. It must make a big difference. But then why do they want to? Oh yeah, they're getting paid millions, but why do they want to risk that just for one paycheck where they could win major after major or at least compete?
Yeah, it's a very good point. I think money definitely comes into it. I think relationships come into it. I think feeling like you are the golden child in that, the golden nugget in that team as well. I do honestly think that. I think one of the big things, again, looking at TaylorMade, they've got so many superstars now. Was it the fact that Rose was just not feeling like a superstar there anymore with all of the other, it's just thinking back when I actually did that What's in the Bag with him, he actually came off the back of winning the first event of the year with Honma clubs in the bag, and almost the speculation was like squashed because everyone was thinking, why is he, he's world number one, why is he swapping clubs, this, that and the other. I think he won at Pebble Beach. It was the week before he won with all the Honma in the bag. Everyone was like, it's great, he's winning, he's still going to... And then from that point, really, hopefully not from the What's in the Bag video, but from that point, he didn't have a great year last year. What is he ranked now?
He's 13. He's still not...
But he's gone from 1 to 13, exactly. And that's, that is quite a big drop. I wonder... It's interesting. I'm intrigued to know if it'll last. I think something will come out in the woodworks. There's no smoke without fire, the saying says. So if there's clubs that have come out of the bag, there's a reason for it. And I think we'll only know very soon what has actually gone on.
Another analogy I've got, actually, I'm not going to name names or brands, but I know of, I don't know of, but I heard a story, and it's true, about a footballer that was paid, or soccer player for the people in America, that was paid to wear a certain brand of football boots. And after a while, they decided that actually they were under contract, decided they're not going to bother with them anymore, they're not comfortable, and they went to wear another brand. But the brand that he should have been wearing, we're going to take it up legally because we're paying somebody to endorse our boots and he's not wearing them. But then actually they decided not to because that whole news story would have made such a more bad PR for the said brand that they decided to let it go. So I'm not suggesting for 1 second that's happened here, but if it has, and Rose said, you know what, I'm not using these anymore, Honma might, I doubt they will, they might just go, you know what, let's just quietly walk away from this, because if they want to take it to court or whatever, how bad would that sound when he turns around and says, if he did, again, all allegedly or whatever, but if he said, I couldn't perform with this brand as well as I wanted to, that's a bad story for any brand, whether it be football boots or golf clubs. So that's something that's interesting.
We'll find out what happens.